Hey guys, welcome in. What we do on this channel is we make strange decks that are fun and informative. And what we do is we also purposely show games that we lose as well as ones that we win to keep it a little fresh and to let you see some of the trappings of the decks. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy. We're going to start off with a deck that I am calling Treasurous Debut. Based on this card, the Thunderous Debut, and how we're going to get to use it. This is an 8 mana sorcery with bargain. It says look at the top 20 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them. If the spell was bargained, put the revealed cards into the battlefield. Otherwise, put the revealed cards in your hand, then shuffle. So, we actually are not trying to get big massive creatures off of this. We're trying to get a bunch of smaller creatures. And it's because they all work together to make a much bigger whole. And it all starts, really, with this new card, Elvish Archivist. A 0/1 for 2 mana. Whenever one or more artifacts enter the battlefield under your control, put 2 1/1 counters on the Archivist, and this ability triggers only once each turn. And whenever one or more enchantments enter the battlefield under your control, you draw a card. This also only triggers once a turn. We also have Teething Wormlet. 1 mana 1/1. The Teething Wormlet has Death Touch as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. If this was the first time this ability has resolved this turn, put a 1/1 counter on the Wormlet. Okay. We've also got Sir Ginger, the Meal Ender. 3/1 for 2 mana, legendary artifact creature. Sir Ginger, the Meal Ender has Trample, Hexproof, and Haste as long as an opponent controls a Planeswalker. Whenever another artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Sir Ginger and scry 1. You can also pay 2 and tap it to sacrifice Sir Ginger to gain life equal to its power. So, this card says whenever another artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, treasures count as going to the graveyard when you use them. So, all you have to do is spend your treasures as mana, and this thing will grow for every one of them that you use. So, how are we getting our treasures? Well, one of our bigger guys here, or gals, is a Professional Facebreaker, 2/3 for 3 mana with Menace. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. You can also sacrifice a treasure to exile the top card of your library and play it this turn. We have Most Wanted. This is a new, or not a new card, but I've never seen anyone play this. This is a 3 mana enchantment aura with flash. Enchant creature gets +2/+1, and when it dies, create 2 treasure tokens. So we can use this as a battle trick just to, if we know a creature of ours is going to die, just to get a couple extra tokens off of it. Or you can just use it to beef one up. We have Security Rocks, 5/4 for 4 mana. Really simple card. It just says you can pay just red-green rather to pay this spell's mana cost. But you can only use mana produced by treasures. So you can play this for 4 mana with your lands, or you can just play it for 2 mana with treasures. It's just a nice little, beefy beater card to put in here just to kind of protect you mid-game. And we have Riveteer's Requisitioner, just a 3/1 for 2 mana, but it also has Blitz for 3 mana. When Riveteer Requisitioner dies, create a treasure token. So that's really all we want this for. We've got Gala Greeters. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can choose one that hasn't been chosen. Put a 1/1 counter on Gala Greeters, create a tap treasure token, or gain 2 life. We have Black Market Tycoon. 2/2 for 2 mana, 1 red and 1 green. At the beginning of your upkeep, Black Market Tycoon deals 2 damage to you for each treasure you control, but you can tap him to create a treasure token. This sounds terrible, but it's very, very good in this deck because you can create these treasures at instant speed and you can use them right away. They do not come into play tapped. That is really important with cards like Teething Wormlet and the Elvish Archivist, these cards that grow bigger whenever an artifact comes into the battlefield. We have Tough Cookie. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token, also another artifact. But why we chose not to go the food route with this deck is simply because of how Sir Ginger works. It's much easier to sacrifice treasures than to sacrifice food, but Tough Cookie is such a good card, it is worth playing in a non-food deck anyways, as long as it has artifacts in it. Because of this first ability, 1 green and 2 colorless, target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature until end of turn. You can also pay 2 and tap it to sacrifice Tough Cookie to gain 3 life if you really need to. So, all of these things on the bottom here are going to keep growing as the game develops, because each thing makes each other thing bigger. But once we have all of this mana, obviously we can use the Thunderous Debut to put a couple more into play. It'll be really easy to bargain because we're going to have access food or treasures. But what are we getting at the top end, right? We've got Nissa, Ascended Animist, to help us out for ending the game, really. Because we can get her out on the board super early if she gets into our hands. She's a 7 loyalty planeswalker for 7 mana, but you can pay 5 mana and 4 life, or 6 mana and 2 life to cast her instead. Create an XX green Phyrexian horror creature token where X is Nissa Ascended Animus loyalty. You're basically just going to be +1ing her all the way to the ultimate, which is until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 for each forest you control and gain trample. She does have the -1 to destroy an artifact or enchantment if you need it. There's a lot of enchantment removal and there's a lot of good artifacts, so she's just good. We have Sarenth Great Worm. This is just a 7/6 trample for 6 mana, but whenever a land enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token. So this is just getting another artifact onto the field to make into a 4/4 creature, or pump one of these guys up, or you could potentially sacrifice it somehow to get this up. So this is just a big beater that will just give us value for all of the lands that we draw late game. We'll still get something out of them. We also have 1 copy of Bootlegger's Stash. An artifact for 6 mana, says lands you control have tap it to create a treasure token. Well, obviously that's amazing because creatures like this can only activate once per turn off of artifacts. But because of this, we can just tap 1 land, create a treasure, then on your opponent's turn, tap another land, create another treasure, and get our triggers every turn, including their turn. We also have 1 big Explosive Singularity. As an additional cost to cast this creature, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. It costs 1 less to cast for each one tapped this way. Explosive Singularity deals 10 damage to any target. This is the only piece of removal in the entire deck. This deck is really meant for you to shoot this to their face to end the game. Now, it costs 10 mana, but with all the treasures, you can easily get to that. But there's a much easier way than even that. And that's Virtue of Strength. So, we'll talk about the sorcery first. Garenbrig Growth. Return target creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. This is great with all the smaller creatures that we have here because they'll be easy to cast back out. But the Virtue of Strength. Enchantment for 7 mana says if you tap a basic land for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. Once a Virtue of Strength gets on the board, you no longer need to use your treasures to cast things. You can use them instead as battle tricks and just pop them whenever you want to put 1/1 counters on stuff. This is also an enchantment, so if the Elvish Archivist is out, you'll also get to draw a card. And early game, we also have Sticky Fingers, another enchantment. Enchanted creature has Menace, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token, and when enchanted creature dies, draw a card. So this card is outstanding. It is all value. The only way to counter this card is literally to counter it, or destroy the creature before the enchantment actually attaches to them. So you'd have to kill them instant speed. Otherwise, you automatically get value out of it. No matter what, you're getting something. I suppose they could exile the creature, and then you wouldn't get the trigger off of this, but if you even got 1 attack and got the treasure token, you still got value. So that's it. We're just going to be doing a lot of manipulating of artifacts and getting a lot of value out of it. All right. Yep, we will keep. Let's see what they do. Alright, let's put some bait out there. They're almost certainly going to kill this, but if they don't, they'll probably wish they did. Really wanted a land there, but that's okay. I probably should have played this instead. Okay, so he's playing rats. That's not bad because rats can't block. So we can use Menace to help us out. We don't want that right now. Now we've got something we actually want to block with, and if he kills it, if he kills either of our creatures, we get value. Of course, that is unless he exiles them, but he did not, so... Okay. So he spent his entire turn getting rid of my creatures, but it gave me an extra card and an extra treasure. So we just gotta outlast all of his removal, because it seems that he has loaded it to the T with that, with removal spells. Boy, it would be really nice if we drew a land at any point. Really hard to show off a deck when you draw no lands the entire game. Literally, I have not drawn a single land yet. Yeah, we're way too far behind. I'm literally just going to concede. We lost to the Shuffler. 6 lands to my 2. Yeah. Alright, we'll keep. boom, boom, boom. Werewolves, huh? Okay. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Boom, 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 boom. It's true, Gary. It's true. They're not. We'll go with no blocks. Best to blitz this out. It'll give us the treasure, and it'll give us 1/1 counters for both the Elvish Archivists. And we'll get a card. Your team is hot garbage, but so is mine. It's just how it goes. It's the NFL. Put this out. Yeah, like this. We'll put on the enchantment, make it a 6/6, draw a card. Kill both his creatures. And get a couple of treasures out of it. And now we'll grow the Sir Ginger off of the treasures. Yeah, we'll keep that there. Wow. Okay, that's what happens when we draw lands. Oh, he just made Sir Ginger stronger.
Whose company? Three's a pack.
Because he gets trample, hexproof, and haste if there is a planeswalker out for my opponent. Okay, so we could play one of these big things, but no. Yeah, we'll do all these. Why not? Force him to block to save him. To save himself. I'm actually going to discard this. We can cast out the fetch quest on the next turn. Or I could just put out a big beater right now, but I'll save it.
Patience, my kin. What do I have? 5, 6, 7. Well, I wouldn't. Okay, yeah. No, that's good.
what do we get that we want to put into play? Another professional facebreaker. So we get extra treasures. Oh, let's show it off. 2 mana, put out a 5/4. What are you gonna do, werewolves? What are you gonna do? You got professional face braked.
The darkness won't hide our enemies from us.
Yeah. Well, take that. They lose to the bad teams and they fight to the bitter end the good teams. They make no sense. Alright, this is a definite keep. Got lots of good stuff here. Sir Ginger? Never even heard of that guy. Alright, so... Let's just put a bunch of stuff out. No, I actually need the lands. Yep. No attacks. So he's playing the same basic stuff as me, but doing it black-green. Destroy target enchantment. Yeah. No. We're just gonna block. No, we'll keep the land. Woof, woof. Oh my god. Is this really gonna work? Watch this shit. I'm gonna turn this into a 4/4. Oh, it doesn't work. It's a non-creature. Damn it. Oh, whatever. We got rid of 2 of his. I was gonna try to turn it into a 4/4 with 4/1 counters. But it did work. Black-green is the WoE is the food synergies for WoE. Yeah. Yeah, I decided to go treasure synergies instead, but the same basic idea for the deck. Oh, man. I forgot that that would give it, that this would have summoning sickness. That was stupid. He'd have another one of these. I'll bet he does. A third Surge Injure in his hand. Okay. Thank you. We will take that. Oh, destroy target enchantment. Remove encounters. Alright, we're just gonna no block. Sometime today there, buddy.
We are united in Phyrexia's garden. Phyrexia must be nurtured.
Force him to go after the Nissa instead of me. Boy, that's the luckiest draw of all time. There's no reason to block.
You will soon realize your error.
Sure. Yeah, that perfectly timed removal spell draw basically just wins them the game. But it happens. It happens. Wow, he's just straight up wasting cards to try to get extra value. And I just never got to any of my ramp stuff. Okay. Alright, alright. Okay, we can keep this. Put this guy out first because he can start making treasures that we can use to grow this guy. Boom. And we'll put this guy out. Make him into a 4/2. We're definitely keeping that there. Alright, we got something cooking. What's he doing? What's he got going on? He's got this backup stuff going. Put his counters on target creature you control. That's neat. He can't attack or block, but I can sacrifice him to gain life. Nice. We'll end turn for now. We're going to take some damage for this. But it's okay. How much is it? 2? Okay. And put this on him. Then yep, we'll keep that there. Get a new one. Gain 8 life real quick. Get 2 more treasure tokens. Not you. Boo, 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 boo. Had a lot of interactions there with these treasures. We'll gain another life out of it. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. But I still don't have enough. At least I won't be able to bargain them. Well, whatever. We'll put them into our hand. Can I do it with bargain? Put you on the bottom. Put you on the bottom. Now, what do we want? Up to 2 creature cards. This. And that. We'll go no attacks for the moment. Kami, alright. Very nice. We'll pay him out the hefty way. We'll take a little damage. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Sure, you can stay there. Big hefty boy. Just him. We'll mill 7 cards and put something into the battlefield. Another Virtue of Strength. Nice. Now all of my basic lands will give me 6 mana. It's just 2 of them right now, but still, that's a ridiculous amount of mana. And we'll play this out for our treasures. Scry some more. Put that to the bottom. Put that to the bottom. And we'll put the counter on the greeters. Alright, what do you got? You got anything else? Well, I've only got 1 forest, so an overrun here won't do a whole lot. But we'll do it anyways, because it'll give them all trample.
Phyrexia is the end of evolution.
I did all I could.
We will regret. Witness my garden's glory.
Let's do it. Let's kill him. Oh no, are we roping? Don't rope. All right. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Also, come check me out at twitch.com/Maleggio. I'm out. Have a good one.